Hello friends and felines, and welcome back to my channel. Or if you're venturing onto my channel for the first time today, I welcome you. My name is Brittany. I love cats and makeup. So today's video is going to be a more relaxed, get ready with me, let's chat, how are you holding up in quarantine type of video. And it's going to be a take 2 of playing with the PUR X Barbie palette that I got in my BoxyCharm. I attempted to do a look using this palette and it didn't really work out. So there will be some bloopers, some fails, and hopefully with this video I can actually create a better look using this palette. So if you would like to see how that goes, then definitely keep on watching. Okay, let's get started. So I already primed my face and I'm going to go ahead and do my normal base. Nothing has really changed with my foundation and powder and everything. So I'm going to go ahead and use the Infallible 24 Fresh Wear Foundation, and let's just chat. So if you guys noticed, I took a week off. It was kind of a rough week. So I woke up like last Monday morning with the worst sore throat I've ever had in my entire life. It was horrible. And I was like, but it's just a sore throat, you know, it's nothing major. Maybe I should go to work, but with everything going on with COVID, everyone's like freaking out. You cough, you sniffle, and people are like, COVID, get away. So I ended up calling into work and I went back to bed because I have to get up like super early to go to work. So I went back to bed, and when I eventually woke up again, I had a slight fever. So the fever kept getting worse throughout the day, and I was like, all right, I should probably go to urgent care. Better be safe than sorry. So by the time I left to go to urgent care, it was like at 100.7. And so I get to urgent care and I realized that this whole waiting in line thing, like via check-in online, was just a load of crap because you had to check in again using like one of those scanning codes that you do on your phone. And you have to wait in your car until they call you and let you into their facility. So I waited in the car for like 45 minutes. I already have a fever. It's like kind of warm outside. It felt miserable. It felt like I was going to pass out to eventually get inside. So I eventually get in, and because when I thought initially when I looked at my throat, it looked like strep. So that was the first test that they did. So they gave me that like throat swab that makes you gag, and they go and they do the instant test for that. So once the rapid strep test came back negative, they had to go ahead and test me for like literally everything else. So they tested me for mono, for flu, and for regular COVID. So I've never been tested for mono, so they have to do a little prick test on your finger to draw a little bit of blood. And the PA that was working with me did not know how to use the little thing. She's like,
normally my nurses do this for me. With everything going on, I have to figure it out myself.
And I'm like, well, if you're a PA, you should probably know how to be doing that. So the whole time I'm sitting on my finger, because I know like finger pricks usually hurt, and I've never had my finger pricked before, like I've never given blood. So I'm sitting there, hi, can I help you? Go away. Anyways, I'm sitting there and I'm waiting for my finger to be pricked. I'm waiting for the pain, and it never comes. And it never comes, and it never comes. And eventually she has to go out and get like a new one because she messed up the first test so badly, and comes back and finally pricks my finger. And honestly, it wasn't that bad. Like, she did it correctly on like the side of the finger, so it's not on the finger pad itself. So that wasn't too bad. And so she draws up a little bit of blood and puts it on a little tray and goes off. And so after the mono test, she tested me for flu, and that one was a nasal swab up my left nostril. And that wasn't fun, but like it wasn't too bad. Kind of just makes you like tear up a little bit, and you know, it's like a little bit painful. So that wasn't too bad. But then once you think that the flu swab goes up far enough, then she did the COVID-19 swab of my other nostril, and that was the worst thing ever. She went so far up that I thought she was like touching brain matter. Like, I'm not even kidding. So once I think that's over, she takes it out and then she's like,
all right, one more time, and sticks it back up there.
I kid you not, like I made this noise. I don't even know what it was, but I couldn't control it. And she, like, I felt like she was like tickling like the back of my eye or something. I was like, so she does all of those tests and goes off, and I wait and I wait and I wait. I kid you not, I was like in that urgent care for like 2 hours. So she comes back and they're like, they're all negative. Great. So that means that she was going to send the strep test out for a culture to let it grow for 48 hours and then see if it's strep, because instant strep thing is only like accurate 80% of the time or something like that. I don't know. So she was like, well, I gave you some Tylenol. I'm going to give you a steroid for your throat, and just make sure you're taking Tylenol to control your fever. Because when she took my temperature at urgent care, it was a 102.5. And that's why I felt like absolute death. So I rested and I took like a whole week off from work in hopes that I would feel better. And I went back to work on May 3rd. And so I get a call while I'm at work, and I missed the call and leave a voicemail, and it's like,
Hi, this is so-and-so from urgent care. Just calling about your test results. No reason to call us back. They'll be mailed out today.
so I'm like, okay, well, does that mean that my tests are negative or what? And I'm like, I feel like if something was kind of important, I would want to know what my test results were like ASAP. But I guess not. So I eventually get my test results on like Tuesday or Wednesday, like the 5th or the 6th, because they sent them in the mail. And it was like, your COVID actually came back negative. Well, it's a good thing now I know that I've been at work for 3 days, and now you're like, oh yeah, it was negative. So then they're like, oh, well, we want you to come back in so we can do another nasal swab and then take some blood so that we can test if you have antibodies to see like if you had it or if you were exposed to it, but like you had the antibodies to fight it off, I guess. I don't know. I was like, screw that. I'm not going in. I'm not going back and like exposing myself. So that was fun. So I guess the moral of this story is that if you think this quarantine is a bunch of bull crap, then go ahead, go out there. And then if you get sick, have fun getting tested for all 4 of those things at the same time, because it's not fun. A fever of a 102.5 is not fun. Getting a throat swab, your finger pricked, 1 swab up this nostril and 1 swab even further up this nostril, not fun. Alright, so for blush, I'm going in with Pretty Vulgar in the Prim Vixen shade. It is a bright pink because my eyeshadow today is going to be bright pink. So in regards to quarantine and things slowly starting to open up, just make sure you guys are being safe. It's not like open up, like I'm going to go to the beach, I'm going to go to the mall, I'm going to go back to life as it was before all of this. And the truth is, life is not going to go back to normal. So don't be dumb about it. So for me, I really hope stuff starts opening up soon in New York. We're supposed to start opening up on like the 16th, slowly but surely. It'll make my job like a little bit easier because I don't have to worry about everyone that's coming on a campus as a security guard. So we don't have to be as strict with that. Alright, so for a little bit of highlight, I'm going in with the ColourPop Super Shock Cheek in Monster. So I don't really know if this is supposed to be a blush or a highlight, but ow, I just cracked my thumb. Why can't I open this? This thing is like the hardest thing to open and close, but it's like
Make sure it's all the way closed because it'll preserve the quality of the formula.
And I can't open it. It's okay, I can do this. I'm an independent woman who don't need no man. Oh my god. Yeah. Finally, I got it open. Whew, sweating. Alright, so back to the Super Shock Cheek. This formula is really, really soft, and these are like my first like Super Shock products. So it's like very pearlized. It's like has a kind of a duochrome shift. So I think I'm just gonna like apply this with my finger first and then kind of blend it in. Yeah, that's super cute. It's got like a pink into it, which is gonna help pull everything together. That is really cute. I think it just gives you like that nice hint of glow from within. So I'm digging that. All right, I'm gonna do my brows really quickly off camera and I'll be right back. All right, we are back. Brows are done. They're whatever. I can't wait to get my brows done because it is long overdue for a haircut and some brow shaping. But back to the makeup. I think now it's finally time to move on to the eyes. Now my last BoxyCharm unboxing, I unboxed the PUR X Barbie palette, and like, this thing is beautiful. The packaging is wonderful. My one thing about the packaging is it's kind of hard to open. You have to be very, very careful because I have dug my fingernail into this purple shade down here so many times. And the last time that I did this, I think it was a combination of the brushes that I got on my BoxyCharm, as well as the formula, as well as my... So anyways, the last time I did this, I think it was a combination of the formula, the cheap brushes I was using, as well as like the kind of colors I was incorporating into my look. It just didn't work out. Like that, I had to cut it out from the video, and I'll just include some bloopers because it's kind of funny. I don't even know if this is being picked up on the brush at all. Let's see. This is not working. But again, it's still like, I feel like it's not gliding onto my eye the way I want it to. I definitely feel like I should have done my eyes before my eyeshadow because like this is just not going on easily, and it's kind of frustrating. I don't know, some of these shades like just don't want to be picked up by a brush, and like I'm just saying that these lavish brushes, they kind of suck. So the last video, I think I was trying to incorporate too many things. Like I was trying to incorporate the Stila Rose Gold Retro Liquid Eyeshadow and like the two neon bright pink and blue liners that I had, and it just didn't work out. So now I think I have a vision for what I want to use. I'm going to be using better brushes, and hopefully I can give this Barbie palette a second chance. All right, so I zoomed you guys in a little bit closer so you could see what's going on with the eyeshadow. So the first color I'm going to go into is the brightest pink right down here. I think the shade was actually called Barbie. I'm not exactly sure. So I'm going to just take this into my crease and bring it up towards my brow bone. Alright, as I recall from the first time I used this palette, this was one of the more pigmented of the eyeshadows in this palette, and using one of my crown brushes, I think, is going on a lot smoother, and it's definitely pretty bright. I didn't like prime my eyes because I had leftover concealer and foundation on, so I didn't prime them a second time, and it's going on pretty well, and it's definitely very bright and vibrant like a Barbie color. So now I'm gonna go into this lighter pink shimmer shade right over here. Don't remember what it was called, and I'm gonna buff out the edges with a fluffy brush and just kind of make it nice and smooth. Alright, so I went ahead and already cut the crease, and I'm gonna go in with this other shimmer slash pressed pigment type pink right there. It's kind of like a rose gold shade. I'm gonna just use my finger and apply that to my lid, because as I recall, the last time I used this palette, a lot of these shimmers in here or pressed glitters need to be applied with the finger. Like, they don't adhere to any of the makeup brushes very well, and there's only like 2 actual mattes in this palette. So yeah, like the last time just wasn't great. Like, these colors are beautiful, but they're just not the easiest to work with. Okay, so I applied as much as I could with my finger, and now I'm gonna like try to take a flat brush. This is JS11, one of the Jeffree Star Morphe brushes, and see, it just doesn't, like, barely picks up on the brush. And I just want to get this into my crease and like the smaller parts of my eye where I can't actually reach with my finger. Yeah, it doesn't want to pick up at all. And I think last time too, I even tried to like spray my brushes and get them a little wet to see if it would adhere better. And it's really not. Whatever this formula is, it just feels dry, chunky, and flaky, and it's just not the best. Like, there definitely are some cute colors in here and ones that do work very well. And then there's definitely some formulas that just don't make the mark. They ain't it, honey. I definitely have some fallout on the face though, but it's not too big of a deal. You can easily just flick it away and it's gone. But that's definitely coming from that last shade I used. It's just very flaky. All right, so I'm just gonna take a small brush and I'm gonna go into this white, cream color shimmer up here, and that's just gonna be for my inner corner and my brow bone. Let's see how this one picks up. Yeah, that one's picking up a lot better. I'm using another type of crown brush. So that's definitely coming out a little bit better. Now, even though some of these shades are a little wonky in the formula and the pigmentation, I think this look is definitely coming out a lot better than the last one. And there's a blue shade in here that I would love to try to do on my bottom lash line, but I feel like it's just gonna mess it up. I think that's what I tried to do last time. I tried to do too many colors, too many things. I can't tell if I actually like this look or not, and it's not like necessarily the eyeshadows, as if I decided the right colors or not. I'm gonna continue moving on anyways. Maybe I'll do a different look on this eye and see if it'll turn out better. All right, guys, so I think that is one eye look all complete. I think it is turning out a lot better than the last time I played with this palette, but some of the formulas and the shades are a little wonky and a little hard to play with. But it is definitely turning out a lot more pink and Barbie-like. So I'm gonna do the other eye off camera, zoom you guys back out, and finish the rest of this look. All right, friends, so this is my eyeshadow look all complete. Now I just need to go in with some mascara and some lashes. So for mascara, I'm using my Tarte Big Ego Mascara. The packaging just fits the look. And then for lashes, I'll be going into a new pair from House of Lashes in the shade, or in the style rather, Siren, which are lightweight and super flirty, and I think they will complement this look pretty well. So as I do this, we're gonna talk some more. So after I finally, was feeling healthy and everything, feeling a little bit back to my normal self, my dad calls me and lets me know that my grandma passed away. I have my own predilections about my grandma. We had our differences, but still sad to hear that she passed away, but at least she is no longer suffering. She had lung cancer as well as other slew of medical problems. So she passed away on Cinco de Mayo, actually. And of course, it's a rough time for my dad and for all of his siblings because it is like Mother's Day week and everything. So that is a little rough, but we're doing okay. My dad's doing okay. It's just, families have their drama, so there's a lot of drama going on, but I try to stay away from all of that. But it's been kind of a rough week. But I think I'm finally starting to get back to normal and hopefully have a normal week, and hopefully stuff will start opening up again, and then we can all be a little bit happier and we won't be cooped up for much longer. All right, guys, we are almost done with this look. Now, since I'm extra and bougie, I'm going to go in with a little bit more highlight, and I'm going to go into the Brain Freeze palette by Jeffree Star, because in this palette there is one pink highlighter called Frozen Fruit right down here, and it's pink and it's extra, and I'm an extra person, so.
Because girl, if you ain't seen from space, then why are you even bother putting on highlight? Right.
All right, and now the last but not least step we have in this routine is lips, and the perfect shade is by Jeffree Star. It is his bright pink in the shade Jeffree What The. So I'm just gonna apply this really quick, and this is gonna tie this whole pink look together. Girl, I am feeling like I am living in a Barbie world. Oh, this stuff smells so good. Montage time. that is this Barbie look all complete. I definitely think that this take 2 of playing around with the PUR X Barbie challenge worked out a lot better than the first time. Some of the shades are still a little bit difficult to work with, and some work out just fine. But I think overall we came up with a cohesive and pretty in pink look. So if you guys liked this video and enjoyed hanging out with me today, then don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. And if you find yourself venturing to my channel and watching my videos on a daily basis, I encourage you to subscribe and ring the bell so you know when I post a new video. Well, that's everything for today. I love you guys, and if you've subscribed to my channel, I welcome you to my Feline family. Bye, guys. Every time I want to film, someone is mowing the lawn.